Hello students, today we'll be covering the hack driver supplementary reader footprints without feet, class 10, chapter 8. It is written by Sinclair Lewis. He is the author of the hack driver. About the author, Harry Sinclair Lewis, Feb 7, 1885 to Jan 10, 1951. He was an American novelist, a short story writer, and a playwright. He used to write plays also. And the special thing is, he is the first American writer to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature. Some of his notable works: Main Street, Babbitt, and Aerosmith. So that's Harry Sinclair Lewis for you. Introduction. The story, The Hack Driver. What is it about? It is an account about a person called Oliver Lutkins. He was a prankster, a master trickster, a cheater, you can say in plain terms, who is not educated, but he can give the highly educated a run for their money. Means he is much better than those who are highly educated, even after being illiterate, uneducated. It is a hilarious tale. It puts the city man against the countryman. City man, countryman. So who's the better? Usually what we think, the city man wins. And shows that academic degrees do not guarantee smartness. By earning degrees you get educated, but it does not guarantee your smartness. Litkins easily befools the lawyer. He earns profit out of him and packs him off empty-handed. He first of all fools him, then he makes profit also from him, and then he sends him back empty-handed. His tactfulness can be seen in a way he makes the young lawyer believe him. He does not let the lawyer doubt even once that Lutkins and Bill Magnuson, they are the same person. He is so tactful, he does not let them know. Summary of the chapter. The narrator of the story is a young lawyer. He explains that he completed his graduation, then he started working with a famous law firm in the city. He was working as an assistant clerk there. He was not very happy because he thought that he will become a lawyer, he will be fighting the cases, but initially he was given the job of serving summons. And sometimes he had to face some harsh situations while he used to serve those summons, no? And one day what he gets is, he gets the task of serving summons to one gentleman called Oliver Lutkins, who was a key witness in some case. And he lived in a small town, and the small town, it is named New Million. Okay. The narrator was very excited. He was very happy, like every day serving in the city. Now we need to go to a small and beautiful town. So he was very excited. But the moment he landed there, the dull appearance of the town is all excitement ended. What he sees there is, he saw a hack driver standing at the platform, who was very cheerful, very nice. He went up to him and asked him that he wanted to see the someone called Oliver Lutkins, right? And he said he wanted to find him. The driver told him, "Oh, Oliver is a very nasty man. Okay, he is a very notorious person. And this Oliver Lutkins, he owed debt to many people. He was also very cunning, and he cunningly, what he does is, extracted information from the lawyer that he needed Lutkins for some court case. Somehow he asked them. Okay. Now, if you may be interested, what's a hack? What's a hack driver? Hack driver is nothing but a cab driver, cabman, taximan. But here the particular thing, if you see, is the hack which we have seen in the first slide. That's a Then what happens? A deal was cracked between both. He said, "You hire me, you hire my hack, okay, my cab, and we'll go on. We'll search for Lutkins." Now this Bill Magnuson, the hack driver, he traps the lawyer in his story. They visit many places, different places, in search of Lutkins. He always, every time they go, he always says, lawyer, stay behind, I'll go first. First they go to somebody called Fritz while playing poker. He must be playing poker, somebody said. Then next they go to Gustav. Gustav, he is for they is gone for a shave. They say. When at Gustav they were not able to meet him, then they were told go and meet someone at the pool room. When they reached the pool room, he said he just left the pool room after buying cigarettes. Now, this hack driver Bill Magnuson, he described Lutkins as a very cunning man, and he also guessed that he must have gone to Gray's for a shave. Okay, not at Gustav. He must have gone for Gray's then. In the afternoon, when it is lunchtime, this Bill Magnuson, the hack driver, he says, okay, restaurants very costly, they serve the lunch. Better you buy from my wife. It will be cheap also and homemade also. Then they take the lunch. They have it at a place called Wade's Hill, a beautiful place. Now by this time the clerk is totally impressed by Bill Magnuson, and he says, very nice fellow, very cheery fellow, very good natured person. Then he started comparing, see the city people, they are so mean, so selfish, and see this gentleman from the village, he is helping me, out of the way he is going and he is trying to help me. Then he said, okay, let's go to his mother's house, Oliver Lutkin's mother's house. And how they came to know? This was derived on the basis of information derived from one of his friends. There, this lady, the mother of Oliver Lutkin, she was very horrible, and they left the place in a hurry because she would have attacked them with a hot iron rod. Finally, the lawyer had to live without serving summons to Lutkins. Next day, when he goes and reports there, the chief to whom he had to report, he scolded him very badly. Then he said, no, nothing doing. You need to serve the summon. You need to search Oliver Lutkins. Take along this new companion. He knows Lutkins. He has seen Lutkins. He has met Lutkins. So he was sent again to New Million. Upon reaching the station, the clerk, he saw the hack driver Bill again. Then when he saw, he pointed out to Bill and he said, see the gentleman Bill, is a very helpful person. He helped me to search Lutkins. Unfortunately, I could not find him, but he was very helpful when I tried to search for Lutkins. Now at this time, the truth was revealed by his companion, the new companion who had come along with him. He told the truth to this young lawyer that this gentleman, he helped you. He is Oliver Lutkins himself. Yahi Oliver Lutkins hai, nobody else. Then now the clerk, it was time for the clerk to get shocked. He was so bad. He felt so bad and ashamed, like, oh my goodness, I've been fooled by a villager. Usually it is assumed that the city people fool the villagers, but now it is reverse, exactly the opposite. The theme through this story, The Hack Driver, the author Sinclair Lewis, he wants to dismiss this commonly held belief, just what we have discussed, that illiterate villagers are innocent. We have that belief. Normally we have that thinking, illiterate villagers are there, they must be innocent, they must be simple, they must not be so intelligent as compared to the city people. Now what he conveys through this? He conveys that deception and smartness are as much a part of the villagers as of the city dwellers. Means you just cannot say only city dwellers are deceptive and smart. They could be the villagers as well. These people who are seemingly simple looking folks, the villagers, they can outsmart and outwit even the highly educated and qualified intelligent men from the cities. The entire story revolves around the idea one can find all kinds of people at all the places, and that is very true. आपको हर जगह पे हर किस्म के इंसान मिलेंगे. Villagers can have tricksters, cheaters, fraudsters like Lutkins, and the cities can have simpletons like the narrator. The narrator from the city, he was simple, and Lutkins from the village, he was a trickster, he was a cheater. There is a sub-theme also. The sub-theme of the story highlights the view that what really matters in life is experience. Experience is a great teacher. So, it is not like you are educated. Bill is uneducated. The lawyer is very much educated. But the lawyer is inexperienced. So, what really matters in life is experience. The simple looking and uneducated Lutkins proves to be smarter than the narrator, since the former has more experience, even though the lawyer is more educated. What's the message? The hack driver gives us the message that appearances are deceptive. All that glitters is not gold, and appearances are deceptive. And there's a saying by Shakespeare which says that a man may smile and yet be a villain. It is not very necessary that somebody who is smiling he must be a hero. He may be a villain as well. However, the writer he conveys this message very subtly, very artistically. He is not very loud, very subtle, very artistic. In that fashion, he conveys this message. The seemingly simple, innocent, helpful villagers in the story are actually too crafty for the narrator to handle. The narrator seems to be a decent person, and these seemingly innocent and helpful villagers they actually prove to be the cheaters. The young city lawyer forms a very positive opinion about the villagers when he meets them first day. He even decides to move to New Mullion and begin practicing law in this small place inhabited by wonderful people. He was so impressed. The first impression was such a fine impression. Then he thought, okay, I'll move to this place and I will practice here. However, he later discovered that all those he had met had befooled him. What he comes to this, all those people who were acting so nice and trying to help him find Lutkins, they were actually fooling him. Thus, the story clearly imparts the message that one should not form opinions about others based on their face value. Somebody who looks innocent may not be that innocent, or somebody who looks very cruel may not be that cruel. So, we should not form opinions about anyone based on their face value. About the ending of the story, this story has the typical sting in the tail ending. Sting in the tail ending means something in the end. It is very stinging. It is something very, amazing. The final revelation for the young narrator that the hack driver is Lutkins himself must have hit him hard. Now you see it is both ways. When the young narrator he comes to know, oh, hack driver, he is none other than Oliver Lutkins, then he must have been shocked, hurt. But nevertheless, the sting is very deep for Lutkins also. How come? As a trickster, Mr. Lutkins, he never dreamt of being discovered the very next day in such an abrupt manner. He had been fooling him. But he never imagined in his dreams that very next day he will be caught like that in such an abrupt manner. Suddenly he will be caught because he did not expect. He was standing there and the next day he comes along with a new companion and he is suddenly recognized. However, the manner in which the climax about Lutkin's identity unfolds, it is hilarious and amusing. When you come to know the whole day he has been fooling, then people have fun. The people make fun. They find it very hilarious, very amusing. Everybody. About the aptness of the title, it is an apt title for the story because it is the hack driver around whom the whole story revolves, and we have the title as hack driver only. He remains the center of all the action and attraction throughout the narrative. He is the first person whom the narrator encounters. He meets on reaching New Million, and he is the one who offers to take him around the town in his hack, and he says, "I will help you search Oliver Lutkins." He actually successfully lures the simpleton narrator away from Lutkins in his hack, and he befools him easily. Thus, it is the hack driver and his tricks that are at the hem of the story. So, the hack driver is a very befitting title, very apt title. Now, the humor in the story. There is humor in the story, and what is it? Sinclair Lewis has a knack of creating humor. He is very fond of creating humor. He has that artistic skill, capability of creating humor out of ordinary situations. He employs a very peculiar and uncommon manner of description to generate this type of humor. Now, what he does, how he generates, you see. While describing the delivery man, the author's observation that he was thick about the middle evokes laughter. When he says the delivery man, he is thick about the middle means he is like kind of his stomach and all is very fat in the middle. So that kind of, who does that? So it evokes laughter among us. Likewise, the reader feels amused by the expression large box on wheels for the hag. The hag, it is simply like it's been kept like it's a big box has been kept on wheels. So that kind of shape it is. Bill's comment about Lutkins that he had a talent for dishonesty. When Bill says that Lutkins, he is very he's a trickster, he's a con, and he has a talent for dishonesty. Normally, talent is for honesty or something positive thing, but here he says it's a talent for dishonesty. Now that too is very uncommon yet very humorous expression. Again, the expression that Bill would have arrested Lutkins respectfully and jailed him with regret makes the reader smile. There is a line which says that Bill says he would have arrested Lutkins had he found Lutkins. He is such a notorious fellow. Bill says, I would have respectfully and jailed him with regret. The person is saying about himself only. Bill himself is Lutkins and he is telling कि मैं Lutkins को respectfully और jailfully उसको जेल में डाल दूंगा. Even though regret, but very respectfully. He is showing respect for himself and he himself is putting himself in jail. So it's also humorous. Now the peculiarities of the people of New Million are also been described with a similar punch that forces all of us to laugh. Now the minister's wife singing the loudest at the church when most in debt, and the lawyer not being able to put on both a collar and a tie on the same day. These are two instances, in spite of the wife's best efforts, evoke laughter. These things like minister की wife है, she is singing loudest at the church because she is the wife of the minister, so nobody says anything. And the lawyer, he says wife, she is putting best effort, she is putting trying to put both collar and a tie on the same day. It is not possible. So all these descriptions, they make us laugh. The description of Lutkin's mother too is very funny. When he says, how he says, he exaggerates it, अतिशयोक्ति कर देते हैं, excess कर देते हैं. He described the woman as 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick. Usually we don't find somebody who's 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick, but it is some way of telling that she is of unusual proportions. She is quite healthy, right? The last laugh of Lutkins at the young lawyer makes the reader laugh pityingly. Now, Lutkins, he has the last laugh. Okay, you are searching for me and I was fooling you only. So, it makes us laugh, but we have a pity on that lawyer also. And finally, when the entire confusion about Lutkin's identity is resolved, one really feels like having a hearty laugh at the manner in which an educated man is fooled by a country man. Usually it is the other way around, but finally when we realize that, oh, Bill Magnuson is Oliver Lutkins himself and he has fooled him, so we have that hearty laugh for it. How city people are being fooled by the countryside people. The characters, main characters, Oliver Lutkins or the Bill Magnuson, what he says as his name. Lutkins, he was delivery man at the New Million station. He is about 40 years old. He is red faced. He is round around the middle. He has a friendly and cheerful nature. He is good at winning strangers' confidence, and that's how he has won the lawyer's confidence, and easily befriends the narrator. He is a shrewd and an intelligent man, cunning, intelligent, very conveniently makes the narrator reveal to him the purpose of his visit. Usually nobody tells the purpose of the visit so easily, but he is so shrewd, so intelligent that he makes him tell what exactly is his purpose. He is also quick-witted, and when he learns that the stranger come to serve summons on him that he does not want to receive, so he immediately makes a plan of fooling him or hoodwinking, you can say, hoodwinking him, okay, to dodge him and send him back empty handed. Same time he is very witty. On the spot he thought how to fool him. He is also sociable. Wherever he goes about, searching Lutkins, everybody, conspires with him. Otherwise people will not conspire if you are not social. But since he is social, so they also join the fun. Okay, I am fooling him, oh you help me, so they also help him, and they all join him in befooling the narrator. He is a master trickster, cheater, fraudster, as well as a perfect businessman. He sells the family lunch also. He sells everything. He hires his hack also. Everything is making profit out of it. He masterminds the plan of the narrator's failure in his mission, and yet takes him on a ride around New Million, charging $2 an hour. See, he is fond of gambling, plays poker also. He is a very bad pay master. And to sum up in short, we can say Lutkins is adept in the art of trickery. He is very, master in that art, and he easily outsmarts an educated lawyer from a city. So this is the character sketch of the, you can say, hack driver or the trickster, Oliver Lutkins aka Bill Magnuson. Now the narrator, the lawyer. As a student, the narrator was very hardworking. He graduated with honors. He thought that he will become, a good lawyer. But he is as a working as a trainee. What he is doing is he is being given very unpleasant task. Go serve summons to the people in the city, and he is occasionally beaten up by those people when he serves summons. So those who are the kind of goons, though they beat him up also. That is why he does not like his job. And very often he thinks like a romantic idealist who feels like this world is very good, that okay, let me flee from my hometown, and I'll go and practice law somewhere else. And when he visits New Million, he exhibits his ignorance and lack of understanding about people. He is not so mature. He does not understand how people can be so shrewd, so intelligent. He trusts the first person he meets at the railway station, Bill Baggerson, the hack driver, and he even hires his services. And what for? To trace Lutkins without cross checking with anyone else. He just gone along with him. He is very unexperienced. He believes everything, every lie that Bill Magnuson tells him, and he does not sense even once that missing Lutkins by few minutes every point could not be a chance occurrence. Everywhere they go, he just left, he just left, he has just left 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that way. So he must have thought, he did not give it a thought, every time I am missing him by few minutes, how is it possible? He fails to see through Bill's plan, and he ends up becoming an object of ridicule. Ultimately he made fun of because of that. However, his visit to New Million surely makes him a wiser man. He learns from this his mistakes. He learns the basic lesson of not believing in appearances, because appearances are deceptive. Unfortunately, he learns it the hard way, and thus earns the pity and the sympathy of the reader. The question answers I put in the slides. There are 12, 13 questions. You can go through them. 3, 4, question number 5, 6, 7. You can pause this and you can go through them one by one. Easy questions, nothing beyond the scope of the lesson. Some application questions like, do you think the lawyer was gullible? How could he be avoided being taken for a ride? Yes, the lawyer was a gullible guy. He believed every word. Gullible is somebody who believes very easily. So that is how you have done it.